I dropped manip because I fucking pressed B and then I went to press left. I guess I pressed A before I pressed left. But RNG, or rather random number generator, is what we call it. There are 3 different values in the game's memory that influence it. 2 of them directly that we can influence ourselves, and then 1 that's updated. I guess we can influence it ourselves to an extent, but it gets updated every so often via a few methods. And so what I'm doing here is I'm naming all my characters one symbol, 1 character names, and using 20 cursor inputs to do that after I reset my console. And in doing so, what this does, it does a couple things. The first thing, setting up my file, deleting the save file and setting up my file, it sets up cursor memory for my selection. So I selected, fast text, I selected stereo, mint flavor. I reset, the game remembers that, even though the file's deleted and everything. So I don't have to do any additional cursor inputs that I don't want to. In doing so, this ensures my RNG values stay flush, per se, while going through this process. And so I do 20 cursor movements total to name all these characters with 1 character, 1 symbol names. And the reason for this is because every character that's printed on screen progresses RNG values 1 and 2 forward by 1 value. And so the more characters you have in your name, the more characters that can be printed on screen, the more values that are progressed. And so that throws off the RNG manipulation. Now, where does the third one come into this? Well, the third one is updated via a couple methods. There's one where you cross over these invisible 64 by 64 pixel like black boxes. So you walk and you cross a line. You update depending on what your values of RNG 1 or 2 are. As soon as you cross that line, you update the you update RNG 3, and all those influence enemy spawns, item drops, level ups, NPC movements, things like that. And all of those are integral with the route that I have. Like you see Tracy here, she's going to move left, down, and then right. And I want to exit the room before she moves again. And then Mom's going to be facing the bottom, and she's going to move left. Like, those are things I need to keep like track of. And so you don't necessarily need to memorize every NPC movement to like make the route work, but it is important. Some NPCs are scripted, meaning that their movement doesn't affect RNG. So these sitting here, they don't affect anything. Pokey's movement up ahead doesn't affect anything because it's scripted. There are 2 NPCs off screen where I walked near the cliffside, which I'll point out here in a second. On my way back. Going around here. So at the bottom, over by the shack down there in the bottom left-hand corner, those traveling entertainers are moving. They're actually spawned in and moving, and they're influencing RNG. This guy should move up and then down, if I'm on RNG properly, and then he should move right as I'm going off screen. And right now, there are certain sections where RNG 3 is turned off, and that's usually when spawns are turned off. So right now, spawns are off, and so the only values that are progressing forward are RNG 1 and 2. So she moves up and then left, and then your mom follows you as usual. What she's going to do after I talk to Pokey, she's going to move up into King, but she's going to be facing me still, if I'm on the correct RNG. This is obviously not required. Like, for this route, it's required. But, like, for glitchless, the world record uses RNG manipulation, but, not required. To actually run the category. So, for example, right here, as you can see, she did the exact movement that I mentioned. And then, once I go back downstairs, Tracy's gonna move up and then left into the plant. And then Mom's gonna, like, do some movements into the table. It's not the same every time, but it kind of works. But she can do several different movements. And RNG 3 is turned on right now, which is important. That means those values are being updated and spawns are being influenced right now. So you'll see that here in a minute. Once I go outside, I'm going to get one of two things. I should get a dog on the lower left-hand side. He's going to come towards me. There's going to be, I'm going to do an A-B there. There's going to be two crows up ahead. One's going to be at the tree. He's going to fly into the wall. And another one's going to be behind this tree. Right there. There should be a snake above me. And then there's going to be a crow right about here. He should fly into the tree. I'm going to take a hit here. He's going to attack. I'm going to auto battle. He attacks again. And we're going to do some different attacks. Eventually it's going to end up me being me smashing him for like 22 damage. Well, 21. I guess that was close enough. But he ends up dropping a cookie, and that's important to the route. That's like super important. And what that cookie does, we actually use it for healing later. I'm going to do L 7 times. Each character text that's printed on screen is going to progress RNG forward. I need to do all that, and that AB, and to wait there underneath that meteorite to get a dog to spawn. I wait there because I wait for him to start moving towards me. Once I do that, I can actually walk to Picky and then get him. That dog's going to stay there spawned in for as long as he's in the loading zone. So, hopefully that covers everything so far. I'm kind of a wizard. But all this text and everything is progressing RNG. And I believe after this cutscene, RNG 3 gets turned off. And what I was doing earlier, you'll see me do this again. I'm going to do some inputs here. I'm going to wait until the dog moves down off screen. I'm going to do 2 ABs at the flowers, the first set of flowers. I'm going to do 2 ABs. I'm going to do another AB here in a second, like this. And then AB here. And then what this does is it brought him to me from that side. And now I'm going to death warp off this enemy. And that's going to allow me to skip the Starman Jr. fight. Open my goods menu, talk to no one, and then I just entered Pokey's house without even fighting Starman.